A Wisconsin judge is expected in court tomorrow on the other side of the bench. Milwaukee County Circuit Judge Hannah Dugan is set to be arraigned on obstruction charges of helping a man evade immigration authorities. She's facing, get this, up to 6 years in prison if convicted. Let's turn now to CBS News legal contributor Jessica Levinson. Jessica, what is expected to happen at tomorrow's hearing for Judge Dugan?
Well, it's going to be an arraignment. As you said, she's going to be on the other side of the bench. We know that a grand jury has indicted her. That means just that they have found that there's probable cause to move forward. It doesn't mean that she's been convicted or that there's been proof beyond a reasonable doubt. The charges will be read to her. She will respond, and we all expect that she will say that she is pleading not guilty. She has a powerhouse legal team. I believe she has a former Solicitor General of the United States. And I don't expect there to be much more other than the charges are read. She enters a plea and she'll say, I'm not guilty. And then there might be some scheduling.
Okay. And Jessica, a hearing is also being held today in the case of a Georgetown University scholar being held by ICE. His name is Dr. Badar Khan Suri, an Indian national who was studying and teaching there before his arrest in March. Is he likely to be released today, given the release of other ICE detainees?
So I don't know. There's some questions in this case also about jurisdiction, where the case should be heard, and where, if he does continue to be detained, whether or not he should continue to be detained. In terms of the release, I know that what we want is to be able to read some sort of pattern, but I think this really largely is a judge by judge determination as to the specifics of the accusations against each particular person. So unfortunately, I don't think we can read a theme other than to say, we'll look at why he's being detained and whether or not a judge feels that he should be released while these cases are pending.
I see. Okay, let's talk about this, because CBS News has learned federal judges nationwide are being targeted by pizza doxings. Basically, someone is sending pizza to their homes, but this is not just some harmless prank here. It does come with some veiled threats. So what exactly can be done to protect judges?
It does come with some veiled threats, and I think this is a really important question, because when it comes to criticizing judges, that's something that we are kind of accustomed to. But this is crossing into, I would offer, a new frontier. We know some of the reporting indicates some of these pizzas are ordered in the name of a federal judge's dead son who was killed by a litigant who was before the judge at the time. She has described this as psychological warfare. You asked me what can be done about it. And I think this really highlights the fact that in many ways, the judiciary is our most vulnerable branch. We certainly have the Marshal Service. You can certainly try and increase security for federal judges, particularly those judges who are hearing cases dealing with the government or who may be criticized in the media, federal judges whom we might know their names. But I do think it's worth emphasizing that no security system is foolproof, and this does show that they are in fact quite vulnerable.
Yeah, it definitely does. Jessica Levinson, thank you so much for your time today.